For over 4,500 years they have stood in the desert. Massive stone mountains built by the will of pharaohs. But who were the rulers powerful enough to command the construction of the pyramids? To answer that question, we must go back to the very beginning of pyramid building. Before the pyramids, pharaohs were buried in flat stone tombs. In ancient Egypt, pharaohs were not just rulers, they were believed to be the earthly representatives of the gods. During Egypt's third dynasty, this idea took a new direction. Pharaoh Djoser ordered the construction of a tomb unlike anything built before. Over time, these mastaba tombs grew larger and more complex. Eventually, builders began stacking them on top of each other. This idea would lead to the first pyramid in history. Built for Pharaoh Djoser, the Step Pyramid became the first massive stone monument in history. The mind behind this monumental structure was the pharaoh's architect Imhotep's idea was simple, yet revolutionary. Raise the tomb toward the sky. The Step Pyramid was rising layer by layer. Each new stone brought the pharaoh's name closer to the sky. It is considered the first massive stone monument in human history. The Step Pyramid was only the beginning. Architects were already dreaming of a perfect pyramid. The new pharaoh Sneferu dreamed even bigger. Now the goal was a perfect pyramid. Detailed calculations were made. Sneferu finally found the perfect form. The first true pyramid rose from the desert. Years of labor had finally come to an end. The workers walked home, carrying the quiet pride of their achievement. Sneferu was one of the pharaohs who advanced pyramid architecture. During his reign, pyramids took on a new form. This success opened the age of pyramids. Soon, an even greater monument would be built. After Sneferu's success, a new pharaoh emerged. Khufu decided to build the greatest pyramid in history. When Pharaoh Khufu came to power during the 4th dynasty, he sought to surpass the achievements of the rulers before him. His goal was to construct a monument greater than anything Egypt had ever seen. The structure rising there would become more than just a tomb. It would stand as a symbol of the pharaoh's power and Egypt's engineering mastery. After years of construction and the use of millions of stone blocks, one of the greatest pyramids in history began to rise. Today, this monument is known as the Great Pyramid of Giza. Massive stone blocks were transported across the desert for years. The Great Pyramid slowly rose toward the sky. After Khufu, Pharaoh Khafre came to power. and began building the second Great Pyramid at Giza. After the death of Khufu, the throne of Egypt passed to his son Khafre. The new pharaoh wanted to continue his father's legacy and demonstrate his power. For this reason, he ordered the construction of the second Great Pyramid on the Giza Plateau. Although slightly smaller than Khufu's pyramid, it was built on higher ground and appears almost equal in size from a distance. During this same period, a massive statue rose on the Giza Plateau with the body of a lion and the head of a human. It is now known as the Great Sphinx. During the reign of Khafre, the Giza Plateau was more than just a field of pyramids. With temples, causeways, and ceremonial spaces, it had become a vast, monumental complex. Each of these structures represented the pharaoh's power and his connection with the gods. The pyramids were not only tombs, but also sacred monuments symbolizing the eternal life of the pharaoh. After Khafre, the throne passed to Pharaoh Menkaure, who began building the third pyramid on the Giza Plateau. Although smaller than the others, it became an essential part of the Giza complex. Together, the three pyramids formed one of the most magnificent, monumental landscapes in ancient Egypt. These structures became one of the greatest engineering achievements of the ancient world. For thousands of years they have endured wind, sand, and time. Today, the pyramids of Giza still stand. These monuments are more than structures made of stone blocks. They remain lasting symbols of the power, belief, and determination of ancient Egypt. The Great Pyramid of Giza is considered one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Follow the channel for the next chapter in our chronological journey through history.